What's going on? Chaotic beauty and crime?
Not
Are you
keeping it
keeping it
Southern
Who's
style.
Your Indie style?
No. Keeping it Johnny style.
Oh my gosh. You and your Johnny.
So what's been going on in your life? Anything fun and exciting?
Prom, a funeral, and Greeno freaking criminal history.
I've been getting my yard prepared for summer cookouts and
I'm trying to pull
party
up the chat because I
festivities.
can't see it. Okay, here it is.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Justice Angel. Hi, Bannerbee. Hi, Luke. Hi, David.
Hello. How are you guys tonight? Sorry. Taffy. Yeah, so what are we doing?
We're just going to talk about whatever we feel like talking about.
Let's talk about shit on the bed.
Who does that? Who does that?
I feel like it's a paraphilia.
Like, while you're still living in said person's penthouse, you shit in the bed that you shared with this
Abnormal.
person but only on their side. So, like, my question is, where was she sleeping? Was she sleeping in the bed with it? Because she was still staying there.
I don't know.
Or did she do it right before she left to go to Coachella after she had not been abused, but says she was?
I don't know, but I just think that anytime you go and shit in someone's bed, like, man, that's just like wow. Like that is
Disgusting.
like an occasional dog might shit in your bed on an accident, they just don't know what they're doing, but like a human being
and she
shitting in a bed.
She tried to blame it on the dog. The dog's like 4 pounds. Clearly not the same size.
I thought she admitted it and laughed about it.
So she has, but not in court. She's trying to make it be out there publicly that it was supposed to be a prank. That's still just not something you do. Like, go buy fake if you want to do a prank.
Yeah, like they sell that, or they sell that shit where it looks like a real pile of poop, but it's actually just like plastic and rubber or something.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Luke.
Perfectly acceptable. Yeah. Hi, Luke. Thanks for subbing.
Hi, Kaleidoscope. Yeah, she's so disgusting. So disgusting. She's also trying to silence anybody that talks about her, so I just won't put her name in a title because I'm too little for her to know I exist. But apparently all the big channels, they've either been getting like bans or
really
have to fight for it, and nobody's getting monetized on any of their videos about it.
Are you serious? Weird.
Yep. A few of them have moved it over to Facebook and have been doing it there instead of on YouTube so that they could still cover it, but it's ridiculous.
I mean, it's like live court TV every day. So
right. Like, you can't shut everybody up. Maybe you shouldn't have been crazy, and then people wouldn't be talking about you.
I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't get the whole why it's such a big deal, though. Like, also, why is it an internet sensation of those two? I know you love him, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Johnny, but
he tried to make it where it wouldn't be public. And Johnny wanted it public because he wants to clear his name.
Yeah.
And bring awareness to that this happens to men too. Because he's essentially lost his career at the moment. Well, kind of. There's people that are literally making movies and stuff and like hiring him now to try and like help him out. And Dior has stood behind him the whole time.
Who?
Dior, the cologne.
I don't know who these people are.
Like Dior, the big fashion brand.
Okay.
Well, he's the beautiful, beautiful model for their campaign for one of their colognes. You'll see that picture soon because I have a shirt coming with one of the Dior pictures on it that makes light of the whole throat thing. Did you hear about that?
The whole what?
You didn't see that clip either?
No, I am not interested in Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. What one iota, other than the shitting on the bed, of like trying to understand the insanity of that.
Hi, Arrow. So his lawyer was reading texts, and they were talking about how she had said something about the throat or whatever, and he responded back, "I have other uses for your throat that don't involve injury." So I found one of the sexiest images from the Dior campaign, and I'm having that quote put on the shirt with it. Because her lawyer didn't just read it once, but twice. So then Johnny was a smartass and asked him to repeat it.
The only thing that I sent you that TikTok because somebody sent it to me.
It's so funny.
And I was like, I think she'll like this. This will make her smile. I'm gonna send it to her. It's Christian Dior. Oh, see?
Hi, Gwen.
If you would have said Christian Dior, then I would have known. You just threw it out there like Dior. I thought you were talking about Bjork or Bork or whoever that weird singer is. Bork, what is it? Bjork or Bach or not Bach? You know who I'm talking about? Wears the weird clothes.
Oh.
Is that Bjork?
Yes. I have Johnny looking at me on my wall right now.
Wears like a weird dove, like peacock costume or something. Is that Bjork?
I don't know. There's so many weird ones these days.
Does she sing or like what does she even do? I don't even know.
I think she's a singer. I don't know that I've ever listened to any of her songs unless it was on the radio and I didn't know it was her though.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like normally dressed people.
Chris G says he's just a casual Depp fan.
Casual. What's your favorite Johnny Depp movie, chat? Benny and June is what Justice Angel says. Man, like, look at Chris G knowing Bjork. Like, he even knew how to spell it. Bjork. Gwen loves Johnny Depp. Below. That was a good movie. Below was good. Below was really good.
Crybaby.
Crybaby. Pirates. Banner B. Banner B. Are you keeping it Southern style?
I love them all. Banner B is
What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
It was a good movie too. I mean, all of his movies are good.
Hey, Sarge. I am a particular fan of Edward Scissorhands.
I probably watched From Hell and Open.
What was the one that Hoosier brought up the other day? Because I do. Oh, the window one.
Open Window. Yeah.
Huh? Open Window. But no, he said another one too, and I was like, oh yeah, that one is good.
From Hell's good. The one about
From
Jack.
Hell. I don't think I've seen it.
Alice in Wonderland.
Hi, Irish.
Factory.
I like psychological thrillers. That's my favorite genre. So what do you got with the Friday?
Well, Friday the 13th. On Friday the 13th.
Well, yeah.
So it's the true story behind, it's part of the series again, where when reality inspires movies.
Yeah, I love that series.
And then.
But that's Friday the 13th. Is that Johnny Kruger? Who?
Jason
That's
Voorhees.
actually a guy I knew from high school.
Jason Voorhees, Mel.
What? Jason? There's a Kruger in there somewhere.
That's Freddy Krueger.
Freddy.
Incog did that last October.
Okay. But that's not Friday the 13th?
No, that's Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, I'm so confused. 21 Jump Street.
That's the one Incog narrated, and you were listening to it when you were leaving work. and you said it freaked you out.
Yes, so I was taking out the trash before I left work, and it scared the crap out of me. It's like you played like a sound or something.
Open window, Bannerby. Yeah, it was probably when I had him run his nails down, or the song, one of the two, because I had both of those in there. But that was the series opener.
Yeah.
Chris.
Jason Voorhees. Chris has got the spelling. He knows all of the capitals of every. Is it like the world or the U.S., Chris? I'm looking at the chat, by the way. I'm not just like over here looking at the wall. Like, in case anyone is wondering why I'm not like here, I'm just like looking at the chat. I'm not a rude bitch.
Hey, Lake Michigan and. Well, I'll just go with Lake right now. Are you going to be in here long enough to
The world. Christy knows all the capitals of everywhere in the world. Isn't that crazy?
That's too much.
That's impressive, is what it is.
I will keep that in mind, though, in case I ever need to know that. Hello.
I mean, I like to know stuff too, but I don't think I would have the. Maybe if I took screenshots of all of it, I bet I could do it. I don't know. The Rolodex might get overloaded, and then I would have a short circuit, and my brain would blow up because it's so full of screenshots from.
Hi, E Squared. We have some of our people from The Stand coming in here.
The Stand, what's that?
The one that covers Anthony 2.0.
Oh, you big Ernie?
Yeah.
Or I mean little Ernie. Little Ernie guy. Well, hi, B Squared.
Yeah, B Squared.
Mommy, Mom.
Banner B, and I thought there was somebody else. Gwen are all from The Stand.
What's the scariest case you two have covered? I'm trying to think. I mean, I've got to say that Anthony Dabaya was the scariest killer I've ever spoken to in person or like virtually. He's terrifying. His eyes are seriously like so black, like just dead.
So I've looked into a lot, but I haven't covered that many on my channel because I wanted to stick to smaller ones that the media wasn't talking about and trying to get Jamie and Amaya's out there. A lot of the stuff I've done has been quiet other than the series.
I think
we have really good ones coming up in the series, though.
I'm trying to think. I think the scariest one I've covered would probably be
See, I don't even think any of the ones that I did on that other project that I worked on when you all first found out who I was, I don't even think any of those I found scary.
Probably some of the ones I did on Get Vocal with CJ from Beyond the Rainbow. Like there was one where it wasn't even really like true crime. It was just like did like a deep dive on Benin and like Ghana and some of the different like practices, and it just like not that it scared me, it just like stayed with me, and like just the killing of like babies and witchcraft and like trying to understand it all and like how it fits into culture and like coming to terms with like, you know, like culturally we have to respect the fact that we're not the same and we can't judge it based on American standards. But man, like, can you even imagine banging a baby up against a tree and killing it because it was bringing bad luck to your family, or boiling a baby, or poisoning children and them dying in the worst kind of ways. Like absolutely wretchedness. Like I was so like I can't even imagine.
It's fine. Like, I just went ahead and made you a mod in case there was any crazies that come in here later. I mean, I know, like, when me and Incog did that video of the 5 similar cases, the one that bothered me the most was the Zion girls because of how they were killed, and it was such precision, but they tried to say it was a teenager, and the guy's in prison for it, but he was a teenager when it happened, and I just can't see a teenager being so precise that it makes me wonder if he actually did it, because he ended up taking a plea, but it was under the conditions he got moved to a safer prison.
Oh
and
gosh.
and that crime didn't match his crime he was already serving time for. So
Right. I think the one that scares me the most is probably Delphi, even though I haven't necessarily covered it. I do talk about it a lot. And I do share, the posters and read them and stuff like that. And like, it's the scariest because it's the one that hits closest to home, considering I have daughters their ages. And I live in Indiana, and my kids go out on hikes all the time, and bridges are a thing. Like, I don't know why in Indiana, but it's like cool for. I did it when I was a kid. That's how far back the tradition goes. It's like haunted bridges, crossing bridges. I mean, even my cousins, like in Kentucky, like it was a thing for them. Like all the kids, it was like there's one bridge super long, but it has a lot of running train on it, and it was a thing that they all had to like. It was like a passage, like crossing it, and if you fell you were gonna die because it was that high.
right.
But yeah, I don't get it. But
Banner B wants to know if you ever heard about Count Karl von Kassel.
Count Karl von Kassel,
It's not ringing
serial killer.
It's not ringing a bell, but it also makes me wonder if there isn't a book over here possibly about it.
That Chase killer, he's scary. Israel Keys is scary. What is his name? The pulmonary artery killer, Wilbur something Chase. I'm gonna look it up.
Didn't he just come up in conversation a few weeks ago too, or something?
He was like
rich man in Florida who kills a woman he's infatuated with and then stuffs her body and keeps her for years. He has a relationship with her while she's dead till the family finds her. Interesting.
Richard Chase. I don't know where I got Wilbur. Like, what is with me just like coming up with random names?
Did you go to high school with Wilbur Chase too?
No, I don't think so. Okay, so Richard Chase. He was at age 5, he exhibited evidence of all 3 parts of McDonald triad. He developed hypochondria as he matured. He often complained that his heart would occasionally stop beating and that someone had stolen his pulmonary artery. He would hold oranges on his head, believing vitamin C would be absorbed by his brain via diffusion. Chase also believed that his cranial bones had become separated and were moving around, so he had shaved his head to be able to watch this activity. After leaving his mother's house, believing she was attempting to poison him, Chase rented an apartment with friends. Chase's roommates complained that he was constantly under the influence of alcohol, marijuana, and LSD. Chase would also walk around the apartment nude, even in front of company. Chase's roommates demanded he move out, when he refused, the roommates moved out instead. Once alone in the apartment, Chase began to capture, kill, and disembowel various animals, which he would then devour raw, sometimes mixing the raw oranges with Coca-Cola in a blender and drinking the concoction. Chase believed that by ingesting the creatures, he was preventing his heart from shrinking. He was institutionalized, and then he went on he was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. Saw that one coming. And then they put him on a bunch of psychotropic drugs. That seems psychotropic. Okay, so his murder spree on December 29th of 1977, Chase killed his first known victim in a drive-by shooting. And 2 weeks later, he attempted to enter a home and a woman, but because the doors were locked, he walked away. Then on January 23rd of 1978, my birth year, Chase broke into a house and shot Teresa Whalen, 3 months pregnant at the time, 3 times. He then had sexual intercourse with her corpse while stabbing her with a butcher's knife. He then removed multiple organs, cut off one of her nipples, and drank her blood. He stuffed dog feces from Whalen's yard down her throat before leaving. On January 27th, Chase entered the home of 38-year-old Evelyn Miroth. He encountered her friend, Danny Meredith, who he shot with his .22 handgun. He then fatally shot Miroth, her 6-year-old son, Jason, and 22-month-old nephew, David, before mutilating Miroth and engaging in necrophilia and cannibalism with her corpse. A visitor knocked on the door and startled Chase, who fled in Meredith's car, taking the body of the baby with him. Taking the baby's body with him. The visitors alerted a neighbor who called the police. They discovered that Chase had left complete handprints, shoe prints. Like he didn't even know. He was out of his mind. Chase was arrested shortly afterwards. Police who searched Chase's apartment found that the walls, floors, ceilings, and refrigerator and all of Chase's eating and drinking utensils were soaked in blood. Like, that is madness. Okay. Did you guys see the recent one of the kid that confessed to he killed his entire family, his
I seen something about it, but I didn't have it.
That is heartbreaking. Just mental illness again, where he tried to stab it off his whole life and then just got him, and then he killed them all, just brutally murdered all. I think there was 5, 3 little kids, and the mom and the dad. I'm the chicken, but enjoyed it. She doesn't like true crime.
So she's probably because of how graphic that one was.
Yeah.
Justice Angel. That one bothers you because you've gotten attached. It's kind of like the same effect with how I was with Jamie's case. And then Chris, no. The first one that comes to my head that's vampire is Roderick Farrell. But, I mean...
What was the question?
If that guy was the vampire killer.
What was his name?
The one I was talking about, Roderick Farrell.
I don't think Chase was called that, no. I mean, I think he had some different names, but wait, yeah. Staff nicknamed him Dracula when he was institutionalized because of his blood fixation. Chase granted a series of interviews with Robert Ressler Interesting. During which he spoke of his fears of Nazis and UFOs, claiming that although he had killed, it was not his fault. He had been forced to kill to keep himself alive, which he believed any person would do. And I've seen an old interview with Robert Ressler about Chase, and he had basically kind of said the same of like, this is a person that is seriously mentally ill. Like, this isn't a Ed Kemper that we've interviewed or, you know, stupid, what's his name? Ted Bundy. He's so annoying.
Overrated.
Not as annoying as Dennis Rader, but, up there. But, like, he was like, this is one that I interviewed where he seriously believed all of these delusions and that this was the only way to, like, make it, and was to drink blood and like do all of these things. I don't know. I think he was giving him a little bit of a pass, but
Right.
he he was found guilty of 6 counts of first-degree murder, rejecting the argument that he was not guilty reason of insanity. He rejected it. Sentenced him to die in the gas chamber. His fellow inmates, aware of the extremely violent, grisly nature of Chase's crimes, feared him and, according to prison officials, often tried to persuade Chase to commit suicide. He also handed Ressler a large amount of macaroni and cheese, which he had been hoarding in his pants pockets. What? Believing that the prison officials were in league with the Nazis and attempting to kill him with poisoned food. So he like wanted Robert Ressler to go and test it to make sure.
Uh-huh.
Wow. The movies is called Rampage. They made a movie about him.
Oh. I might have the book then. Now that you just said that, I wonder if the book is titled the same.
Ramirez, yeah, he's another one that is just a complete and utter depraved. He's so depraved.
I mean,
someone brought him up in the chat.
It's weird though because he only attacked people that left their doors unlocked. Like if their door was locked, he thought it was a sign he wasn't supposed to hurt them, which I find kind of fascinating. Fritz Harman.
So it was like a superstition then? Like if he did, then...
Well, because he believed that he was doing work for Satan. So his belief was if the door was unlocked, that was his sign that he was supposed to kill them. But if their door was locked, then he was supposed to let them be.
Totally logical. Yeah, I get it.
But like in comparison, most of them would just break in the house, right? So it's very interesting to me that he had that logic.
So he had like some sense of like a moral compass
in a weird, very weird way.
Yeah. I hear you. The dichotomy of that, like he doesn't go with any kind of moral code, but yet he has a moral code of that. So it's just like, what?
It makes me wonder if there's ever been another serial killer that thought like had that same logic, or if he's just the only one. I've stayed in that house, Luke.
I mean, well, like, what's his name? Ridgway, only killing prostitutes because he thought he was helping law enforcement. Like, he wouldn't kill
just
like someone that's not a prostitute. But if you're like a prostitute, he considered them, to be like a scab on society, and they needed to die anyway. So he was just doing the world a favor. Like he was just helping out. Like, what the fuck?
Julia wants to know, what was the Chase guy's first name again?
Not Wilbur. Richard Trenton Chase.
Yes, Luke, I did. and I still talk to the new owner periodically. I didn't know about what had happened there when I stayed there, by the way. I found out watching a documentary years later.
I tell you, the creepiest was freaking Herb, old Herb Baumeister.
That's what Luke's talking
Is that who she's talking about?
Yeah.
It's freaking creepy dude. Like, oh, I would be more afraid not of the murder, but of the mannequins.
I think I've told like the brief story of that whole experience, but you can definitely in certain areas of the house feel not necessarily, you get uneasy feelings in certain places and you feel like you're being watched in other places, and then other places it's just completely normal. But
oh, I've looked up less like serial killer like fun facts. Number 3, Jeffrey Dahmer gave people in his apartment building sandwiches. I didn't know that. That could have possibly been made from his victim's flesh. Jeffrey Dahmer had so many bodies in his apartment that he ran out of room and stored one of the victims in his bathtub. He proceeded to shower over him every day for a month. Think about it. Straddling over a rotting corpse to get fresh and clean for the day. Like, what the hell? Now that's one of those ones with the like, not on the same level as what you're talking about with Ramirez, but like the things that make you go, like that makes zero sense to think you're gonna get clean while.
Luke, you should ask that guy if he will do an interview with me. Phantom serial killer has never been caught. Yeah, it was. We went to a party at Fox Hollow Farms, and then years later, I was laying in bed in the middle of the night watching a documentary about it, and it showed a certain part of the house, and that moment happened, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I woke Jason up and everything. Like I come flying up out of that bed, and then I went a very deep rabbit hole for a while.
Oh, I bet you did.
So what other fun facts are on there?
The Hillside Stranglers picked up a young woman to murder. Then they discovered that her father was Peter Lorre, a legendary Hollywood character actor. They let her go because they feared that killing a celebrity's daughter would bring too much attention down. Hillside Stranglers, who are they? Like,
Oh, you're asking me for facts tonight. My brain is not on.
I'm on it.
There's a few people in here that are probably wondering why I keep looking that way, because
Kenneth Bianchi and Angelo Buno. What? Buno. Kidnapping, raping, and torturing and murdering 10 women and girls ranging from the age of 12 to 28. Dang. There's so many serial killers out there that like nobody even knows about them, you know?
So question, do you consider Manson a serial killer or a murderer at all?
No.
I don't either. And it irritates me that people do.
I don't understand why they do. Like, he was able to talk other people into murdering on his behalf. So therefore it's like by proxy, but he is a murderer. I mean, he conspired to kill people but yeah, no, I mean that was like a spree. It wasn't even serial if you think about it. Like it wasn't like I don't know. I think that I would see him more the same as I would see what's his name? The had his
Young
whole
guy.
Jim Jones.
Mhm.
You know, like he's a Jim Jones. I don't consider him a serial killer, but he's a killer nonetheless. You know,
Justice Angel.
Hitler.
How can you not become attached to a case if you have empathy? It's hard to remove yourself from it. Well, Mel's probably going to have a very different answer than me. And it's not that I don't have empathy for people, even though a lot of people seem to think that about me. But when you live the life that I have, and I'm not going to go into detail, you learn to separate yourself from emotion, period. Whether it's something in your own life, a case you're covering, or whatever, to protect yourself.
How can you not become attached to a case if you have empathy? It's hard to remove yourself from it. Yeah. I'm learning to be able to balance those better because, like, what happened to me with Nakota Kelly and
Mhm.
Shannon Falk, even, and Ray and Nicole, like, I can't give more of myself than I have to give, and therefore you have to have a wall up to protect yourself. Like, you can't take on other people's and it's kind of narcissistic now that I think about it and I look back on it, of like that there's a difference between just like I care, I want to help, and but I take it too far, and that's on me, you know. And if you don't guard yourself from it, because it just totally consumes you, then you can't do anything for everybody else, just like what I did, you
Right.
know, like. And then you end up doing really dumb things that could get yourself or your loved ones into pickles, that or worse, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yeah, I mean, for obvious reasons to you, like, I had threats because of covering Jamie's case where I kind of had to take a step back, but I haven't quit looking at it. Just, I don't know. For me, it's easier than most because I've learned to protect myself at a very young age, anyways.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to, like, I guess it's just one of those things that starts to happen after you've done certain things for so long. Like with
Right.
you getting attached to certain cases, it gets not necessarily easier for you to cover them, but easier to kind of like have a barrier between, and it just
Yeah.
comes with time. But I'm sure she's asking because she's so invested in Angie's case. But
Mm-hmm. Does she have a podcast? Like, I don't.
I keep telling her just to go live and talk about it. Just, I mean, she
Yeah.
doesn't show who she is on camera, or just put it out there.
I mean, I feel like the Angie Barlow one, I mean, it's pretty much, isn't it? I mean, it's just like solved, but I'm trying to remember the details of.
Um, Essentially, we know who did it, we believe, but
Yeah.
there hasn't been any arrests. It's kind of like Jamie's. We have a pretty good suspect list, but we don't have enough to do anything about it. Or with Lamaya's case, we know who did it.
Yeah. I think Cece and I have a lot in common in that. Like, it's like I see myself in that, of like, but you just have to, there has to come a point where you're like, I have to have my life too, and I can't feel bad about that,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And there's only so much that you can do. Just, and it sucks because I'm with Cece. Like, I hate waiting around on people to do their damn jobs and they don't do them, and that gets really frustrating. Like, super frustrating.
Hey, HCC.
What's going on here? You were about to join us.
Do you want to join us? We're just talking about random cases and
I'm
fun
looking
facts
at fun facts on serial killers.
and answering some questions when they come up. And
I don't like BuzzFeed. These are not very good. I'll find better ones. 80 serial killer facts to send chills down your spine. I doubt it. Oh, fine. I'll accept your cookies.
He says he's
What
about
the hell is a cookies
head to
anyway?
pillow.
Head to the pillow?
Yeah.
What the hell is cookies anyways? Like, what is that? And it just makes me mad because then I want to have a cookie.
I can't have any more cookies till after vacation.
I need to go on a diet. But not a diet. Oh my word. Is that true?
Hi, Greg.
Since the 1980s, there are still 222,000 unsolved serial killer murders in the United States. The fuck? A serial killer has 4 types: mission, visionary, control, and hedonistic. I still think the Delphi killer is a mission oriented visionary. Like, he fits in that category. You can walk past at least 36 serial killers in your lifetime.
What's up with the wacky Australian YouTuber making those ridiculous videos on Delphi, says Gray.
What?
Gray said, what's up with the wacky Australian YouTuber making those ridiculous videos on Delphi?
I don't know who it is. Who is it?
I think there are tons of serial killers that people aren't aware of. I think it's the Shattered Glass guy, I think, ain't it? But I don't know. I've never, like, I hadn't heard of him until today.
Yeah, I don't know. There's somebody named
Yeah, that's who he's talking about.
into it's like a weird word. It wasn't the word that I thought it was, but they did one on Garrett Kurtz.
Hey, Aspen.
Let's see.
Shattered Mirror, that's the guy's name, channel.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him. Had never heard of him until today.
Is he like oh wait, is that the one that like went?
That's who Grouse is arguing with.
Oh yeah.
One of them.
And he like went off on him and like just told him he was right and that he had every right to question the family and act like he's law enforcement. That guy?
Yeah, something like that. I just seen a short clip, so I don't know. Good night, Kaleidoscope.
Good night. Samuel Little, that's one that motherfucker, like Forker.
Oh,
He could have been caught like so many times and just wasn't.
You can say whatever words you want on my channel. Well, for the most part. This guy put out conspiracy shit on Delphi. I don't know. All I can say is I don't cover Delphi for a reason.
Yeah.
I research it and look into stuff behind the scenes, and it'll just stay that way.
Ooh, Randy Kraft. Here's a fun fact about him. Randy Kraft murdered most of his victims in Michigan, California, and Oregon from the 1970s until the 1980s. His targets were young hitchhikers with military backgrounds. On May 14th, 1983, he was arrested by the California when they found a dead body in his passenger seat. Plus, they also found a notebook in his briefcase containing all of his killings. The notebook also had the details for all of the murders of at least 60 people. He journaled his murders. During his trial, he was convicted of at least 16 murdered counts and was sentenced to the death penalty. Kraft is currently at the San Quentin State Prison awaiting his execution date. Randy Kraft. Or just like a normal name, you know, just like, oh, that guy, that Kraft guy, like sounding like Big Cheese. Like he probably, I wonder what he looks like. I'm going to find out.
Here, let's show the people. Oh, okay. Interesting.
He looks crafty.
He looks something.
What about that freaking, what does everybody think about the whole freckled guy getting out? Freckled face killer. Anybody? Anybody have an opinion? Ooh.
He's
Oh, hey, Greg.
Very interesting looking guy there. Hi, Jimbo.
Who's insane? The scare was that the people are over there and believe what he is putting out. It's that's why I just like I can't even like that. There's just like so much. Like why are you doing that? Like what is the purpose of you being crazy? Like take your crazy to somewhere else, you know, like it's like do something different. Maybe just like crochet with Reno, you know, like they could all start like a crochet circle and then they could just be,
he would just crochet
weird.
His own face.
Oh, of course. He'd probably crochet his multiple different signatures.
And that comment right there, Gray, is why I don't cover it publicly. Did you see what he put? Did you see Gray's comment?
For some reason has brought about out the crazy people from society. Yeah. Yeah. It is. I need a new one. I drink out of it way too much, and then I have to wash it by hand. But it just keeps my water cold all night long, and I love that, and it makes me happy, and so I just keep using it. You know what I want, Gray, is my what the hell mug. What the hell is this mug? I want that in a tumbler. But I did order tumblers that I'm starting to think I got scammed. Like I never got them, and that was like months and months ago. I paid $100 for 2 of them and never got them.
That's crazy.
I know. It's like if you're gonna sell stuff, like you need to make sure you actually sell stuff. You know, I'm gonna have to handle that soon. They really are good quality. Like it's really, they're really nice. And I love the artwork. I am kind of upset that I did get the one with the black behind it because you can see it better. But I'm like an OG. I'm an OG Tumbler haver because this one came out like it's the OG one, so that's fine. I like that. But you were right. Like you added the black background and they like pop out more.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want what the hell is this? Because that's just really all you can say about some of the stuff. But like the milk one is on here. Summer Wells with the fork and milk jug bull crap. Like, oh my gosh. That case has a lot of crazy too. But I think that's just from like Holler. That's just the Holler. Like the Holler is insane. Just any Holler, West Virginia and Tennessee, just wherever the hollers are, there's craziness going on. It's like going back in time. A good at least 50 to, I don't know, probably more like 100 years. I mean, like where my mom's from, like in Sarah Ann, like I'm not kidding you that the Hatfield and McCoy feud is alive and well. Like it is still thriving. Like, and that was like, I don't know. It's weird.
Gray wants to know what you have in your tumbler.
Water.
She asked me before we went live what kind of drinks I was gonna get. I think she was hinting at something, but
yeah, I've had a half a gallon of Tito's for a year now, and it's finally down to the last shot.
Must be because you quit coming to my house.
Well, at your house, you make all of those, you make everything, and then I end up just taking all my shit back home because I'm drinking your little.
Greg, you said right, and the stand said it's vodka water.
It's vodka water.
Do you guys live near each other? Yeah, we live really close to one another.
Yep.
It's
other than her fingernails. Gotta love her.
What, did somebody say something about my nails?
I did.
Oh. Me. What about them?
They just scare me sometimes.
Why?
Because they're long and I don't know how you do stuff. And then you were like, I don't know how you do stuff without them. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I get a lot done. I just feel like you don't get anything done.
I do all the same stuff anybody else does.
But how?
The same way that you do without them. I mean, it's not like I just went and was like, I want 2-inch long fingernails. Like it was a gradual process. So I've adapted over time. But now if my nails break, I can't function until it's fixed. Like I can't text, everything can be spelled wrong. It's like I don't know where to hit buttons and stuff. I don't know.
It's just like, it's just a puzzle of like, I could never even try them on. I could probably put on like, I put on one of those like claw hands, you know, one time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my word. No.
I pick up change, Aspen. I don't think I have any.
You probably just scoop it up. You could probably like line up some pennies in your, line up some dimes in one of the nails. It's like, I bet that you could fit like, I don't know, maybe what, 5 or 6? Probably more. Probably like 10. I think you should try it.
Try and do what?
Just stack money, stack coins in your nails.
I don't think I have anything up here.
Like, see how many things you can fit.
That'd have to be
in your nail. Let's play a game.
I'll have to find
some time, guys.
Late night chat and be more prepared for that because there's nothing up here I can use.
Well, shoot. I'll bring some change. We'll see if we can, like, we could try sand. We could try like pellets. Like BB gun pellets, not anything weird.
Gray said water, ? Yeah, nope. Nobody believes drinking water.
I do. I really am drinking water. It's clear, so it kind of does look like vodka, but yeah, they're cool. Like there's all kinds of things on them I didn't even get a chance to look at. There was a money sign and a ring.
Okay, so you gotta aim it again.
Huh?
There. It'll pop up in a minute.
Yeah, let's count all the diamonds you were able to fit on there. Is that an overlay or is that like a real dollar?
Can't disclose that information.
I'll just keep on drinking my water, mister.
Good night, Gray.
Good night, Gray. Oh, it's gone. I can't slurp. Dang it.
Hey, Jimbo, are you still in here? The nails are like blades. Not that bad.
Hit the like on your way out. Lake Michigan. I could hit the like because I have not done that yet. I always forget.
Do you want to come up and do some comparing Anthony Greeno and Ernie Shell?
Me?
No, Jimbo.
Oh.
HCC, I thought you were taking your head to the pillow.
Yeah. You was going to bed.
Thank you, Luke. Most late
I
night.
thought that what HCC and I were talking about on my members only live about we just kind of barely got into it about the active serial killers when because he's reading that cold case book. I thought that was like it's kind of that's pretty interesting and just how like that's where there's so much focus on Delphi, like, and these, like Summer Wells or the next big case that comes along that anybody can like jump on the money trail of, which I think is it's just, it's just terrible. But like that's where with Greeno, I hope that I do. I hope that I do because, well, for one, there's no murder victims. And just the, what is that word I'm looking for? Just like it's just kind of like poetic justice, where he's like a tragic comedy, of just, yeah, like I built where you are so fake. Like I was able to make money off of that and use it for good, you know? Like finally turns, if that even makes a lick of sense, of like turn your wickedness into something good. And I don't mind hyper focusing on him and the likes of him. Like I want to cover because he still pisses me off, and every time I think about that asshole, I get pissed. That Dusty Draper.
No, he wasn't, Jimbo.
But yeah, just but like, what is it? What was my point? I forgot. I had a point somewhere. Oh, the serial killers. Of if murder accountability was able to give the actual victims' names, which makes zero sense why they're not. Or just like that's where the public could really kind of help of finding serial killers before they rack up 60 people like Kraft,
Mm-hmm.
But they don't want to do that kind of stuff. So like what's the psychology behind that? Of like when you can actually look into a case that you might be able to make a difference in. Nobody really wants, they're not interested at all. Like they don't want to have anything to do with that. But they will hyper focus and look up every minute detail and screenshot every little conversation about a case like Delphi. Like what makes it susceptible to the craziness? But where your crazy could actually help because there's nothing, nobody wants to do it. Like
Mhm.
I don't understand. I just like, but it fascinates me of just like trying to understand why.
Minimal work, bigger payout.
But they work so hard. Like some of these people in these groups, like
Mm.
they put in a lot of effort. Well, I mean, let's just take old Harv. He's put in millions of dollars worth of hours of work on the Delphi case. You know, like I don't think it was millions, but I'm pretty sure he said it's like hundreds of thousands of hours in billable dollars or something weird. Like, what? What? That's crazy.
Truly strange. Yeah.
Oh, they got your Texas Chainsaw Massacre on here. He was inspired by a real serial killer. Didn't you do that one on your thing? On your series?
Yeah,
Ed Gein.
yeah.
Yeah.
I had to think about which ones we did versus what's coming up. My extended break I took.
A serial killer drove around the city with bumper stickers saying he kills. What one would think that serial killers would do everything they could to stay away from the police radar. But that's where we get it all wrong. Not all serial killers worry about that. Pee Wee Gaskins was one of them. According to reports, he was one of South Carolina's prolific serial killers. Gaskins even drove around the city with a bumper sticker on his hearse that said he's hauling dead bodies in his trunk. Well, I mean, kind of funny, but it's a hearse. So when people passed by him, he just said that he needed to take all the bodies of his victims to the cemetery for him to bury. When
Well,
he
I
was
think
on trial, he claimed to have murdered around 100 to 110 people. Old
that's
Pee
interesting
Wee.
because didn't a certain someone admit to some things? Isn't there a clip of him like saying, "Yeah, I killed him," and then he tried to write it off like he was just being an asshole because people were coming at him? I think there's a clip of that somewhere.
I don't know.
He's admitted to a lot of things for someone that swears he hasn't done anything wrong.
What do you guys think about what's the doctor? Harold Shipman. Like, do you guys consider him a serial killer? Because I don't know. I I'm trying to think. Let me make sure it's Shipman.
Talking about the
I
one
mean, he has like the highest count,
was he the one
but
that would assist with suicides?
yeah.
I mean,
I kind of feel like
in one way I understand, but
he's a
another
visionary. I
he
mean,
he's giving them what they wanted. It wasn't like he was just going out and walking in their houses. Like, so I
yeah.
don't know, it's kind of a weird one.
Yeah, but like eventually we are going to be able to have that. Like it should already be a thing. I'm sorry. It's not necessarily like assisted suicide, but it's like the assisted dying a decent death.
Kevorkian.
Oh, that's Kevorkian. Oh, well, who was Shipman then?
That's what Lake said. I'm sure there's probably been more than one. Was he after Jack Kevorkian's? There's probably more than one because I mean, look at all the nurses that,
Angels of death and everything.
yeah, are the ones that will like keep their patients sick and then like help them get almost better just to make them sick again.
Who considered the most prolific serial killer in modern history. Yeah, Shipman. He was found guilty of murders of 15 patients under his care. He was sentenced to life in prison with the recommendation that he never be released. Shipman killed himself by hanging. 2-year long investigation of all the deaths certified by Shipman. Examined Shipman's crimes. The inquiry identified 218 victims, an estimated in total victim of count of 250, of whom were elderly women. Shipman's youngest confirmed victim was 41-year-old man, although suspicion arose that he had killed patients as young as 4.
Kaleidoscope says Harold Shipman was a murdering doctor.
Dr. Death.
Kevorkian was assisted suicide.
Okay.
So, I mean, I think people should be able to make their own choice, but also, like, what steps could be taken to ensure that's what they really want? It's not just, like, in the moment decision. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like if it's Kevorkian, I'm thinking of like he did that. Like they had to meet with counselors. They had to like go through, and there was a wait, waiting, and they had to be like super sure. Forging prescriptions of hmm, weird.
Hmm.
So are you gonna have Jim Bob on?
He said that he was waiting on the wife to come back in. They're gonna watch Netflix together, but he wants to do it next time. He said.
Yeah, I would like him to. I would like to hear that, like a comparison.
He says, I don't think a doctor should be able to take a person's life. I do see some humanity in allowing a terminally ill person who is in excruciating pain to take the needle and do it themselves possible.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I agree. I agree with the stand on that. Of like, um, I don't know. I mean, what if there's just like we humanely like we end dogs suffering, and euthanize animals, but we can't do doctors. Same veterinarians do that, but we can't do that for humans. Like, yeah. Um, I've just seen a lot of people die recently, slow and agonizing, starving deaths, painful deaths, and long, drawn out deaths. And it's just like, I don't understand why that is still a thing that we have to endure
Right.
as.
I mean, I completely get it because I feel that way about, and it's a no comparison, but like being forced to wear a seatbelt. Because for shorter women,
Mm-hmm.
seatbelts sit in very dangerous spots.
Oh, really?
And if I have one fear, it's being trapped in a car because of the seatbelt.
Yeah.
Or because where it like sits like on my throat, like Harmony had a bruise from hers.
Yeah, Maris was.
And
Nuts are up too.
they're not a one size fits all contraption.
Mm-mm.
So I don't feel like
Yeah, hers was like right here too. It kind of creeped me out. because of where,
Mm-hmm.
coming forward. So it hit her right in the, I
Yeah,
don't know.
his bruise was right above her collarbone, right there.
Yeah, that's.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Okay, what do we got here?
They're all with law requiring a seatbelt. Kind of does that. They come and give the person tons of pain meds till they die. Yeah. Unless their evil wife takes them instead for herself. I guess that wasn't quite hospital. Well, yeah, it was. She's just evil.
Bed bruising after my wreck.
Even at my feet. Oh, wow.
There's way too many airbags in my car. I'm actually scared of my car now that I know how many airbags are in it, so I get it.
Oh my gosh. So you have to check out because it just popped on and I subscribed the other day. It's called Locked and Loaded. Well, anyways, I don't know if this is the one. No. I follow Chasing Truth. Like I'm subscribed to her and it just popped up and I just like happened to catch it. And this Heather Baker, like she had her on, she's an artist and like a advocate for true crime family. Oh my gosh, talk about some really ridiculously good artwork she does for victims' families.
Mm-hmm.
She's a badass. I don't remember it being called Locked and Loaded Diaries though. But she said they had a couple different channels, but that what they were on live, and I just saw it, so I was like, oh gosh. Wanted to see the artwork. I'm gonna have to go to Chasings and find it because everybody needs to check out this chick. I bet they met her at the at Crime Con.
I was trying to find.
They're gonna be covering Maura Murray. That's another one that's just like like it's just captivated people.
Good night, Jimbo. Good night, Banner B.
Ugh, where is she? Chasing's post. When your ass cannot sit still and Fox News record your table at CrimeCon. Oh man. Her picture's still on Fox News though. Oh, it's not public anymore. That stinks. I'm gonna have to find out about that. Wonder what happened. Well, anything else you want to talk about, or are we ready to go to bed?
I think if there was anything.
Huh?
I was trying to think if there was anything else. I mean, I can talk about how might get me in trouble though. Things that annoy me about YouTube, but
Yeah, there's a lot.
you're gonna have a video out Friday. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
And as far as I know right now, Incog is going to continue to do the after show where we talk about the
Oh,
stuff
that's
live
cool.
at night. So
Is she gonna host it on your channel?
she always did the after show on hers.
Oh. It'd probably help you to grow if you did it like you can simulcast, like
Both.
simultaneously cast on both of your streams. Then you should do that. I'll help you manage your chat if you do. Nanny Doss is a giggling serial killer. What?
That just made me think of something about next month's case. But I'm gonna drop it differently than I normally do though. Like, so it's actually gonna drop right at midnight Thursday going into Friday.
Oh, well, this is a weird fun fact. You want to hear this one and then I'm gonna go?
Yeah, and then I'll show the new intro.
One serial killer only killed women during their menstrual period. John Norman Chapman, or also known as John Collins, is a Canadian serial killer. In his time, he would pick up his female victims using his motorcycle. The bodies ended up dumped everywhere. But what's unique about his victims was that all of these bodies were washed. Investigations revealed that he would only kill women who were on their menstrual periods.
But how did he know?
Maybe he checked and then would let the ones go that weren't. Like, he picked them up on his motorcycle.
So weird.
That's so bizarre. Maybe he followed, like, maybe he stalked them in public and then, like, saw that they went to the bathroom and went in there after them and saw that they used a tampon or pad or something. Like, what
So,
the hell?
so weird. What is
Huh?
like what trauma in this person's life caused that?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Anybody in the chat
What
have
is this about Chikatilo's blood? Oh, is he a chimera? Oh yeah, he's a chimera. I forgot that. So one serial killer has a rare genetic condition. Murders often get convicted through the help of DNA, blood samples, and traces from science. But Andre Chikatilo had a rare condition that made it harder for police to charge him. He had a rare genetic condition where his blood samples type was different from that of his semen sample. From his recent murders, Chikatilo was released because the crime scenes did not match his blood type. Bizarre.
so weird.
What does that mean? Hold on. Could also target their own families. Oh, that's not. There's a serial killer writer,
Of course there is.
Mark Brandon Reed. Oh, an Australian one. Oh. So one of the most interesting serial killer facts is this list in his story. What? Reed was a gang member and a convicted criminal, but he was not only known for that, he was also a writer. When he was still alive, he wrote children's books and autobiographical fiction crime novels. Oh, special. Interesting.
Yeah. We'll show the people my intro or the new intro for the series. And if we think of anything else, then we'll cover it after this plays. I think it's like 24 seconds long or something. I don't know.
Are you the one that talked about the toy box killer? Isn't that one that you've talked about? No.
I think you're thinking about when Ivy brought it up, maybe.
Maybe.
But I feel HCC's brought it up a few times too, I think. Okay. Let's see.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on and chatting.
Yeah, I'm gonna show this intro and then
Okay. All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for being here. Bye.
bye. All right, you guys. Thanks for stopping in to chat. I will see you guys sometime on Friday. Good night, everybody.